Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here at Sao Paulo for the Brazilian Grand Prix and what will be the penultimate round of this season. And so now let's get in to the start of the video, and this round could be the title decider if Lewis Hamilton finishes in 8th or higher, or if Bottas does not win this race. And so now on to qualifying and on to the end of our first lap in Q1 here, and going across the line and into P5 and on to the end of the session, and that lap is enough to safely put us into the next part of qualifying here, and now on to Q2 and with some DRS and onto the medium tyre as well, and going across the line, but it's the slowest lap of the session so far, so that means that we're going to have to go on to a set of soft compound tyres and going across the line, and we go into P8 and in to the final part of qualifying here, and now on to Q3 here, and now on our first run of the session here. Where's this lap going to put us? And we go ahead of our teammate into P7, but on to the end of the session now we are down into P9, and where will this lap put us on the grid? And we go into P7 and what seems to be our favourite position to start the race.
Let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel, the Rainmaster, Stroll, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo and Max Verstappen. They've taken a grid penalty. Russell, Butler, Antonio Giovinazzi and Raikkonen, Albon, Norris, Lucas Faber and Daniel Kvyat. Grosjean and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
And so it's on to 5 red lights for the start of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and it is away we go. And it's been an okay start for us here into the first corner, but however we're going to be side by side with our teammate from behind as he now gets the inside line out of turn 2, and he takes away P6 away from us here. But now it's going to be Lewis Hamilton, and now he's on the back of Valtteri Bottas here, going down the main straight as they are now side by side heading into turn 1, and Lewis Hamilton takes the lead. But now it's going to be Sergio Perez, and now he is on the back of Charles Leclerc here as they are now side by side at the same time as the Mercedes were side by side, and Perez takes P3 at this Brazilian Grand Prix for now here. But will Leclerc come back at the Mexican driver for Red Bull, as he will now have DRS here on him as they're now side by side? And can Leclerc take back away P3? And yes he can. And now it's on to lap 7 here as Lance Stroll is trying to take a look at Sebastian Vettel up the inside into turn 1 here, as they're now side by side here. And who's going to come out on top in this battle, and can we maybe benefit from it as we now go side by side with Sebastian Vettel here? And can we take the position away from him as we now go to the right into the braking zone, but we can't quite make our way past our teammate here, but we do get P6 and now on to the start of lap 9, and we can go up the inside of our teammate here into the first corner as we leave the space as it's side by side between us two teammates here, but we take the position here. But now it's Nico Hülkenberg, and now he is on the back of Sebastian Vettel and now side by side with him into the first corner, and now out of turn 2 they're still side by side, but it looks like Hülkenberg has got the advantage here and he takes away the position from Sebastian Vettel, but he is going to get DRS again down the back straight here as they're going to be side by side now, but it's not going to be quite enough for Sebastian Vettel here as he has Verstappen behind as well. But now on to lap 14 here, and we're coming into the pits for a set of hard compound tyres coming out just behind Leclerc there of the pits. And now on to lap 15, we're trying to get past Charles Leclerc here into the first corner, but it's not quite enough out of turn 1. And now it's going to be Lance Stroll coming out of the pit lane here and going the extra lap on his set of tyres, and will that be a disadvantage for him? And it's going to be Verstappen side by side as Stroll comes out of the pits, and he's going to lose out to Verstappen as well as he takes the position away from Lance Stroll here. And now Verstappen can set his sights on the quartet of cars ahead here that he can see. And now on to the start of lap 16, and we're going to try once more to overtake Leclerc, but it's not going to be into the first corner on this lap anyway. But we are going to get a good exit out of the third corner and we're going to get some DRS as well, and we're going to go to the left, touching the grass a wee bit there, but we make the move stick into turn 4, and that is now us up into P4 here in this race. But now it is Max Verstappen, and now he is on the back of the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel here, as they are now side by side. And will Verstappen make the move stick into turn 1? As he does make the move stick as he goes down into turn 2, and now Vettel could be vulnerable from behind here maybe, or can Verstappen go ahead and on to Nico Hulkenberg here, as he is now side by side with the Renault car into the 4th corner, and will he make this move stick as well? And yes, he does, and that is 2 overtakes there from Verstappen. But now it's Valtteri Bottas, and now he is side by side with his teammate here heading into turn 4, and he makes the move stick, does he? And yes, he does, but Bottas is on another set of soft compound tyres, so he's going to have to stop again. And now it's Verstappen on the back of the Ferrari of Leclerc here, as they're going to be side by side now into turn 4 here. And who's going to come out on top in this? And it looks like it's going to be Verstappen to take the position here, and yes, he does. And now it's going to be Lance Stroll, and now he is on the back of Sebastian Vettel. As we look from the back of the car of Nico Hulkenberg, Stroll goes to the right as we see it, but then changes to the left as we look at it here, and Stroll is going to take the position away from the Ferrari driver here. And now Lance Stroll can catch up to Nico Hulkenberg himself here onto the main straight now, as they are now side by side here heading into the first corner. And who's going to come out on top in this battle between these two drivers here, as they're still side by side, and who's going to get the better exit? And it looks like it's going to be Nico Hulkenberg for the moment, but that means that Lance Stroll is going to get the DRS, and maybe Vettel can go as well side by side. But it's now Lance Stroll side by side with Nico Hulkenberg here for the moment, and who's going to come out on top in this? And it looks like it's going to be Lance Stroll. But now it is Charles Leclerc, and now he is going to be right on the back of Max Verstappen once again here, and they're going to be side by side as Leclerc changes sides and now goes up to the inside for turn 1, but that's going to be the inside for Verstappen for turn 2, and it's going to be the inside back to Leclerc for turn 3, and it looks like that will be the advantage Leclerc needs, as he also gets the DRS as well to try and pull away from the Red Bull car, as Leclerc defends the position there. But now it is Sebastian Vettel, and he is on the back of Nico Hulkenberg here, and can he use a bit of DRS to try and overtake the Renault driver here, as he has a wee look on the final corner there, and now he's going to try and go around the outside of the Renault into turn 1 here, and can he make the mistake, which will change to inside for turn 2, but it's not quite enough there. But will he get the slipstream and the good run out of turn 3 here, and with some DRS as well here, and he's going to go to the right here, and will he go round the outside of turn 4 here, as they are still side by side? And will he come out on top in this, as they're still side by side into this next corner here? And who is going to come out on top in this? And it looks like Hulkenberg gets the outside line and the faster speed out of the fast right-hander there, and Hulkenberg defends the position there. But now it's Valtteri Bottas coming out of the pit lane after his second stop here, and he's going to come out beside George Russell here, way back there. And will Bottas go ahead of George Russell here, as they are side by side here? But Bottas makes sure to stay ahead of the Williams driver. But now it is Sebastian Vettel who is on the back of Nico Hulkenberg once more here, as they are side by side heading into turn 4. And can Vettel make this move stick here? And will he do so here? And it looks like yes, he has. And now it's going to be Valtteri Bottas, and he has caught up to the back of the Haas car of Devon Butler, and he overtakes the Haas with a bit of DRS there and makes the move stick as well. But it is Charles Leclerc on board with here, as we're looking up ahead at Max Verstappen and going side by side with the Racing Point car of us, as we are now side by side with Verstappen, as we are still side by side. And which one of us is going to come out on top in this? And it looks like we are still side by side with Verstappen, but now Leclerc is going to come side by side with Verstappen here, so that might help us in this battle here. And who is going to come out on top? And it looks like Leclerc takes the position away from Max Verstappen there. But now it's going to be Sebastian Vettel on the back of our teammate Lance Stroll, and up the inside goes Sebastian Vettel into the first corner, and that's going to change to the outside for turn 2. But can he get a good exit out of the corner to take the inside line for turn 3? And he has the advantage here, coming down onto the back straight. But now it's going to be Hulkenberg as well to possibly try and go side by side with Lance Stroll here. And who will come out on top in this battle between these two drivers here? And it looks like it's neck and neck between the two. And who's going to come out on top? Round the fast right-hander here. Will the outside line be better again for Hulkenberg? And yes, it is, as Lance Stroll loses out there. And now on to the start of lap 30. And we are now under pressure from Leclerc as he goes up or inside into the first corner. But can we defend with the inside into turn 2? And no, as Leclerc gets a good exit out of the second corner and has the inside line on us as well. And now on to the end of the lap and the start of lap 31. We have re-overtaken Charles Leclerc into the first corner here as we are now side by side, but it's a bit of a mistake there from us, which allows Verstappen easily past us there. But can we use the DRS to try and regain the position here? And we are in the slipstream as well, but it's going to be Verstappen trying to overtake Leclerc here, and it is side by side, and Verstappen will take the position away from the Ferrari man there. But now on to lap 32, and we are going to be under pressure from Sebastian Vettel as he goes up or inside into turn 4 here, and Vettel takes away P5 from us, and we are down into P6. But now it is Charles Leclerc on the back of Max Verstappen once again here, as they are now side by side heading into the first corner, and it looks like Leclerc has taken away P4 once again. And now it's on to Lance Stroll as he is on the back of Nico Hulkenberg here, as they are now side by side into the first corner. And who's going to come out on top here in this battle? And it looks like Lance Stroll has taken the position here, but can Hulkenberg fight back with some DRS here? But it's going to be Bottas who's going to try to overtake Hulkenberg here. And will this move pay off for the Mercedes driver, who looks like he's going to lose out on the World Championship unless an absolute miracle happens to him? And now he's on the back of Lance Stroll here onto the final corner here, as they are now side by side, and Bottas takes the position, but it's not what he wants. He wants to keep the championship hopes alive, but he's not going to do that here, as Lewis Hamilton has won the race, and with it has won the World Drivers' title as we come home for P6.
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula One World Drivers' Champion.
And so Lewis Hamilton has won the driver's title here, claiming the race victory at the Brazilian Grand Prix, and Perez finishes in second and Leclerc finishes P3 here, and that means here that we are still ahead of Verstappen in the championship, and from P9 to P13 it's all still to play for in their respective battles there. But if you have enjoyed this video, then do leave a like, share the video around and subscribe to the channel to see more videos on F1 2019. So I will see you next time for another video, and goodbye.